Hello everybody, welcome back to another comparison video where I basically review and compare the polishers, the tools that I personally use. In this video I'm going to compare three of the smaller polishers. These are polishers that you would usually refer to as 3-inch polishers, with the exception of this one, the Shinemate, is actually a 2.5-inch polisher right now. I made a in-detail video, basically a review on Shinemate's EB1, I'm sorry, EB210, which is this machine. And in that video, I actually mentioned that there is a 3-inch backing plate from Shinemate that you can actually buy and therefore use the normal 3-inch pads, but using that will add a little bit more vibration. And this machine is already not the smoothest. It has some vibration, some feedback to the hand. So basically I would not recommend making it worse. So this is the way I prefer to use it, which is with a 2.5-inch pad. So as you can tell, it's a little bit smaller than a normal 3-inch pad, but it's not that big of a deal. You just have to buy those pads from Shinemate. I have not found any other basically company that makes those sizes. So getting back to the video, on the left we have Mirka Arop-B. Basically, it's known for its smoothness, and it's also known for its expensive price tag. This polisher runs anywhere from, I think, high 800s to low 900s, so like 900 something after tax when you buy it, actually the kit which comes with the polisher and with the battery charger and two 5-amp-hour batteries. So this is the 5-amp-hour battery that I have on it right now. It's larger, and it's kind of cool because you can use it as a stand, so like the polisher stands on its own. But the smaller ones are kind of it could be nicer for tighter spots. It's a little bit lighter too. Either way, this lasts a lot longer. So I have one of these batteries, and I have two of 2.5-amp-hour batteries for the Mirka. Okay, the next one in the middle is Shinemate's EB210. That is a micro polisher slash mini polisher. It has a lot of different accessories, and it comes with 3 different heads, and I know there are other types of heads that you can buy from Shinemate, but basically it has these quick change heads. When you press this button and twist it, and it comes out, so you can quickly change different heads. The one that is on it is DA12. That stands for dual action 12 millimeter, and there are different heads. There is like an orbital, and there's this fast DA head, and there are other types that I know Shinemate sells. 3 of them come in the set, and these are really cool. So it has some cool features, and I actually like I said, I have made a dedicated video on this tool. It's pretty awesome. It's a little bit vibrating. Like the vibration on this is more than both of those other tools. But otherwise, it is so strong. It might be the strongest tool out of all of them. I mean, it's between this and the Mirka. Mirka is also very, very powerful. But it's just the versatility of this tool it's so nice. And the next one is the Rupes Mini, ibrid Mini. The actual code name for this tool is HLR75. It's mostly known for ibrid Mini, Rupes ibrid Mini. And this is actually the kind of upgraded version of it. So the first versions would come with just a solid one-piece trigger. And the problem with those was that people would accidentally press that, and because it doesn't have any delay, let me show you when I turn it on. As soon as this trigger, actually there's a button under that. As soon as the trigger presses the button, it starts spinning full spin. So the trigger on this one is not progressive. And so they actually went ahead and after a while, pretty quickly actually, after a couple of months, they upgraded these, and they actually started selling just this part kind of separately, so you can buy that and upgrade yours if you bought one of the first units. But another thing that they did actually with these upgraded units, as I've heard, is that they changed some of the components inside. So this is like a secret thing that Rupes never actually officially said anything about. So take this with a grain of salt. I have just heard this from a SEMA interview with one of the Rupes reps. That video actually exists on YouTube if you can find it, and he kind of talks about how they actually went ahead and upgraded some of the internals. So it's not just the trigger that was upgraded, some of the internals were upgraded as well, and it was supposed to make it less less loud and kind of smoother, and the rep said a lot more powerful as well. I had one of the first units before, and I think last year I had that, and I sold it, and this unit just came in. I bought this a couple of weeks ago. I haven't really got to use it, but this is the second time I'm buying this, and the second version is the upgraded version, as you can tell. This one was made in, let me see, the production year is the first month of 2023. So the ones that were made in 2022, those were the first batches that they had the trigger problem. Anyway, so my first impression from using this kind of a quote-unquote upgraded units, I could not feel any difference as long as I remember. Let me test this in front of you so you can listen to the sound. 6 not that bad. 6 not that bad. 4 is okay. As soon as you get to speed 5, I don't know if you can hear it. Right now, I mean, today is a little bit better, but when I tested this yesterday, actually at speed 4.5 to 5, I would say I would start getting this really loud sound that I remember the first unit that I bought also was great at first, but as time passes, this unit tends to get louder. And I think that has to do with something with the this portion of the tool where the battery goes in. I think it is not as tight of a fit as it needs to be, and with time it starts kind of moving around in the housing and create more vibration and sound, especially when you hit speed 5, which, you know, quite honestly, you should never use it at that speed, at least 99% of the time. So it's not like something that I really do with the tool, but it's good to know that this battery tends to make a little bit movement here. I don't know if that can be improved with, you know, if you can do some kind of a DIY fix for this. But other than that, this is a kind of an industry standard, I think, at this point. It's great. It's a great tool. One difference between this tool with this versus the other ones in this video is that these two are completely 100% brushless. So brushless motor. This one is a hybrid of two different motors. I think it has a main motor inside, which is brushless, and then another brushed motor down here that I think they called it the torque converter. This is a hybrid of brushed and brushless motors, and you can tell basically, first of all, from the size of the battery. This has the biggest battery out of all of them, and it uses an 18-volt battery. These two, they both use 10.8 volts, and I mean, one thing that we know from brushless motors is that they're more efficient, so they use less power. This makes sense that this tool needs 18 volts. Usually the more voltage kind of translates into, at least like psychologically translates into more power. But I can tell you that is not the case. Actually, I think quite honestly, these two have a little bit more torque and power than that. But all of them, all three have perfectly enough power to do pretty much anything you would want. But if you're talking just about the power, I think the torque, the feeling of the tool is more powerful in these two compared to the Rupes. I want to get more in detail on showing you like demos of using each of the tools. Let's do that. Okay, so first is the Mirka, and this tool is, it is awesome. It is so smooth. Just take a listen. That's max. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that speed 4 is the one that I use most of the time. And it has a progressive trigger, so the harder you press it, the faster it goes. This actually has an app, is a Bluetooth app. In the app, you can actually adjust the trigger to be constant. So if because this doesn't have a trigger lock, and that's one of my main complaints about it. But you can make that problem a little bit less of a big deal on yourself if you adjust this trigger to be a constant press instead of a pressure sensitive. So another thing is they don't have a display, and I understand they wanted to probably make this as simple and durable as possible. Because the materials in this is super high quality. It's very durable. Good quality. It's just they didn't add a display here, and it is kind of difficult to know which speed you are. You have to count. It gives you indications with the green and red lights. So right now is the first. You press 1, blinks 1 time, second speed. Blinks another time, third speed, 4, 5, 6, 7 speeds. The thing is, you don't want to use this on anything above speed 4. You're gonna be damaging your pad, and trust me, even if you're gonna feel like, oh, it's okay, it's not damaging the pad right away, but at the end of your job, you're gonna see your pad is destroyed, and sometimes it even just it destroys the pad immediately. You see your pad is coming off the backing plate and is gone forever. So it has so much torque. It has more torque than you need. That's the thing. Let me show you a small demo. I don't want to make this video any longer as it needs to be. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you which tool I prefer to use and which ones are going back. Okay. At first I just spread the polish usually, and the tool is so small to the point that another kind of nitpicking is that it's too small and it doesn't have a lot of grip. But I mean, it's a great tool. I just wish it had a trigger lock. I'm actually working on designing a DIY trigger lock for it, and if I do that, I will definitely share that with you guys. Because it kind of makes your finger tired, just holding that trigger. Yep. And another thing is about the battery life. I mean, this is for all of them basically. I think they're very similar. The batteries, especially this bigger battery, 5.0 battery, I think these last at least 30 minutes, maybe even 40. It kind of depends the battery life depends on the temperature, depends on the speed you're using, depends on the pressure that you are applying to the body of the card. These are really change the amount of battery life you can get from it. But I mean, anywhere from 30-40 minutes. I think I want to say perhaps the Mirka is a little bit, like the battery Mirka goes a little bit longer, especially this bigger battery goes a little longer, but I have multiple batteries for this, and both of those other tools, they come with 2 batteries, and the charging times on all of them is very reasonable. They all charge within 45 minutes to 1 hour. So you are never out of battery basically. If you have 2 batteries, if you really need, you can get a third one. I never felt a need to have a third battery with any of these tools. So that is that. I'm gonna move on to the next tool. All right, next is the Shinemate EB210, and this one has also the gloss pad from Shinemate. This is black, but it's basically their softest pad. So, I mean, you can use any pads that you want, but for the sake of the demonstration, I'm using the softest pad because this card doesn't need paint correction. I'm just using it as a show, as a demo card. Okay, for this one, and this is what I'm talking about. So Shinemate did it better. So they still kept it simple. So there's no digital screen or anything, which I don't like. I don't like a digital screen. This is what I prefer. But when you turn it on, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 indications that tells you exactly which speed you are at. Speed 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and I think 3.5, something like that. So I prefer the speed selection on the Shinemate. Okay, let's hear the sound of this one. So it's louder and it's not as smooth as Mirka, not even close. But this has more versatility with all of those different backing plates, different extensions, a lot of other stuff that the Mirka doesn't have. Yeah, I mean, I really like this tool. It can you can use 1 inch. You can use half-inch pads. It's crazy. You can get into places that none of those other tools can. And like I said before in the other videos, I still use Rupes ibrid. But I mean, if you have this, you don't have to use any other, micro polisher such as Rupes ibrid. But I have that tool and I still use it. And yeah, so this is Shinemate EB210. I'm gonna move on to the last polisher, which is the Rupes. Okay, so lastly is the Rupes HLR 75, and this tool is the heaviest. So I would say Mirka is the lightest, Shinemate is in the middle, and this one is by far the heaviest, and especially we can feel it, and it's kind of really balanced, but I still feel it's a little bit more bottom heavy because of the battery. Let me show you the sound of this one. Speed 3. Cool thing is, especially with the Rupes, you can use it one-handedly. You can do that with any of them, by the way, but because of the unique shape of the Rupes, it's kind of really easy to use it one-handed. It is much louder than the Mirka. I would say it's as loud as the Shinemate, maybe even louder. They're probably about the same. This one is also smooth. It's not, I can't say it's not smooth, but it's not as smooth as Mirka. Yeah, I don't know if I missed anything else about the Rupes. It's just, there are so many videos online reviewing this tool. So I was going to make a dedicated review video on Rupes, but I thought it's just better to make a comparison with these other tools because there are a lot of videos on Rupes online you can find. And I mean, it's a great tool. That's why I bought it a second time. But since I have the Mirka, I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna move on to my final thoughts, and I'll tell you what I think in there about all of these tools. Yes, so my final thoughts about all of these tools. Well, I mean, they're all great. I think these are the best small tools. Let's call them 3-inch tools. I know technically the Shinemate is a 2.5-inch, but let's call them 3-inch polishers. And they are all great. There are small differences. Quality-wise, I think they're all great. Perhaps Mirka is a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, Shinemate is pretty good too. And Rupes just has this like weird fitness. The battery fitting is not as good as it needs to be, and it gets worse. And this is a new tool, and I already feel like it's gonna get to the same level as my last one. Like I said, this tool starts good, but as time passes, it gets louder and it gets shakier. But Shinemate is very solid. It's extremely solid, extremely well made. Mirka is the same. Like this, I mean, price-wise, this tool, I mean, talking about the kit, right? If you're talking about the whole kit, This goes for about $900. This one goes for about, I think, just under $400 for the whole. And this is the kit actually, by the way, that comes with the box and everything. Mirka doesn't come with a box. Rupes doesn't come with a box. This one goes for about, I think, $425 plus tax, like $450, something like that. So, you know, for the price of Mirka, you can get both of these. It's crazy. This tool is not worth what they're asking for, definitely, but it is really cool. It's so smooth. There's nothing else on the market. I've heard that Milwaukee has a really smooth tool, and I'm definitely gonna get my hands on that and make a video on that one for sure. But until then, this is the smoothest tool, and I said I'm gonna sell it, but I think I've changed my mind. I'm gonna keep this. And this is also, it has become one of my favorite tools I've been using it so much. I'm keeping this one too. Right now I'm thinking that just because I have these two, I'm gonna sell Rupes. If I didn't have the Mirka, I would keep Rupes and Shinemate. So I think everybody needs to have the Shinemate. I think that's kind of the conclusion of this video, that the Shinemate is so useful that you need to have it, especially if you don't have the ibrid Rupes. And I have the ibrid Rupes, and I still think I want to keep the Shinemate. That's it. I don't want to drag the video longer than this. Thank you for watching. Comment down in the video if you have any questions, if there was anything that I missed you want to mention in the video. Please do so, and if you have any recommendations for future videos, also please let me know down in the comment section. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Take care.